Good evening and welcome to Brunswick Beat. I'm Laura Lewis.
And I'm Brian Slattery. In our leading story tonight, 2 fires in 3 days have claimed 2 lives in Brunswick County. On Saturday, Charles Yop, 56, of the Sunset Harbor area, died when his home on Southeast Harbor Ridge Drive caught fire. Monday, Bertha Wilson, 55, of Calico Court in Leland, also died in a house fire. Both deaths were a result of smoke inhalation, and both fires started in the kitchen areas of the homes. No foul play is suspected in either fire.
It was the golf tournament to beat all golf tournaments with one essential winner. On March 2nd, 124 golfers converged at River's Edge Golf Club in Shallotte to help a longtime course employee who is recuperating from health issues. Terrence Bellamy and his twin brother Timmy have been employed at the Shallotte Golf Course for the past 12 years. Last November, Terrence suffered several aneurysms, requiring an extended stay in the hospital. He is scheduled for additional surgery in May. The benefit golf tournament raised $10,000 to help Terrence. River's Edge PGA Pro General Manager Mike Buscerny is credited for his willingness to donate all proceeds that day, including greens and cart fees, to Terrence. Terrence says River's Edge is like a second home to him and that he's lucky to work there. If all goes well with his surgery in May, Terrence hopes to return to work at the course by June. A Brunswick County couple and an Ocean Isle Beach pawn shop have filed a lawsuit against the Brunswick County Sheriff's and District Attorney's offices. The lawsuit was filed March 28th by Andrew and Christine Gentile and Red Gator Pawn Shop against the Sheriff's Office, Sheriff John Ingram, and Detectives Ryan Newman and Michael Murray, the District Attorney's Office, Assistant District Attorney Meredith Everhart, Brunswick County, and Western Surety Company. The 48-page lawsuit claims the defendants violated the plaintiff's civil rights, including personal security and freedom from unlawful searches and seizures.
Brunswick County Commissioners selected a contractor, Stuart Cooper Newell Architects, to build a new 911 center and approved a $200,000 fee for the company to begin work on the building design. The new 911 center is planned as a 10,000 square foot standalone building sitting right behind the current Emergency Services Office. EMS Director Anthony Marzano said the next step in building the 911 center is for the consultant to come up with the building design. He expects the design work will take a few months, so he anticipates county officials will see a design by the summer.
They're not smoking cessation devices, but locally sold atomizers or electronic cigarettes are described as healthy alternatives to smoking. 2 local shops are selling the devices to people ages 18 and older. They include Tasty Vapors on Village Road and Absolute Vapors on Holden Beach Road in Shallotte. This week's Beacon takes a closer look at people using the devices.
United States Congressman Mike McIntyre visited Ocean Isle Beach March 28th, speaking at Pogie's Waterfront Bar and Grill with 3 dozen representatives from towns including Ocean Isle Beach, Shallotte, Calabash, and Sunset Beach, as well as a few officials from New Hanover and Pender counties. McIntyre touted $305,000 in federal funding from the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to repair damage caused by Hurricane Sandy and protect Lockwood Folly Inlet in Brunswick County and Whiskey Creek in New Hanover County from future erosion. McIntyre told the local leaders dredging the inlets and renourishing the beaches of Brunswick County are imperative to the local economy.
Holden Beach Parks and Recreation Advisory Board members know what they want in the Brunswick Avenue Park, but to get it will cost $138,000. The proposed new park will sit under the water tower. The Parks and Recreation Board plans to include a playground area, a screened-in multipurpose court, 2 bocce courts, a picnic area, bathroom facilities, and a boardwalk along the Intracoastal Waterway that will lead to 2 kayak launches. The Parks and Recreation Board will present the park plan to commissioners at Holden Beach's next town meeting. Remember, you can find all these stories and much more inside this week's Beacon, available on newsstands now. Now, let's check in with ATMC TV's Kat Newton to see how this week's weather is shaping up and catch the latest surf report.
Thanks, Laura. Spring weather is finally making an appearance in the region, with highs climbing into the upper 60s for the weekend and into the mid-70s by early next week. Thursday is anticipated to be cloudy with a high possibility of rain, and Friday will be mostly cloudy with a chance of showers. The good news is that rain will be gone in time for a mostly sunny weekend. Surf throughout the area looks to be building overnight on Thursday and into Friday, with swells reaching 3 to 5 feet in some areas throughout the day on Friday and into Friday evening. Chest to shoulder high swells with south winds between 20 to 25 miles per hour in the morning, with occasional head high sets. This drops a bit in the afternoon, and it will be choppy in the morning with light side shore texture conditions in the afternoon. By Saturday, it looks like 1 to 2 foot swells will be back in the area throughout the weekend and headed into early next week. Now let's take a look at the tide times for the upcoming week. Now let's head over to Brian to get the lowdown on sports in our area. And Jim says from Africa, stay classy, Brunswick County.
Thanks, Kat. Welcome to the Beacon Sports Report. The West Brunswick baseball team beat South Brunswick 11-0 in 5 innings in Charlotte in the two teams' final conference game before spring break. What promised to be a good pitching matchup between West Landon Tilley and South's Kevin Harris ended after 4 batters when Harris suffered an apparent ankle injury backing up a play at first base. The Trojans, already leading 1-0, went on to score 4 runs with 2 outs. Tilley never allowed the Cougars to rally. The West Brunswick High School softball team beat South Columbus 6-2 on March 26th. They followed up that victory by beating South Brunswick 2-0 on March 28th. Brunswick Community College scored 4 runs with 2 outs in the top of the 7th, 3 of them on a 3-run home run by Jimmy Boyd, and went on to beat number 4 ranked Catawba Valley Community College 6-5 last Friday afternoon in Hickory. On Saturday, BCC split a doubleheader with CVCC, losing the first game 8-4, but winning the second 7-0. BCC is 13-3 in the region and 21-7 overall.
The C Notes Choral Society is fine-tuning its upcoming spring concerts. We Got Rhythm, Brunswick County's largest 35-year-old choral group, will present performances at 7:30 p.m. this Saturday, April 6th, and 3 p.m. Sunday, April 7th, at Odell Williamson Auditorium at Brunswick Community College. A reception from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. in the auditorium lobby precedes Saturday's concert. The audience will be feted with well-known songs by 3 or 4 different composers, including Ira and George Gershwin, Hoagie Carmichael, and Irving Berlin, plus spirituals and a few surprises, director Larry Reinhardt says. One unique thing about C Notes concerts is admission is free, but seating is reserved. To get tickets ahead of time, become a friend for preferred seating. For more information about the group, log on to the group's website at www.c-notes.com.
Many people spent Easter weekend visiting friends in their old hometown. Emerson Fullwood and Ken Johnson came back to Brunswick County to play a round of golf with friends and fund scholarships for college-bound students. The childhood friends hosted their 17th annual Fullwood-Johnson Golf Tournament at Lockwood Folly Country Club Saturday. About 100 friends and colleagues joined them for the day-long event, including Mecklenburg County Manager Harry Jones and Jack Brown, a tax attorney from Atlanta, Georgia, who is a 1982 graduate of West Brunswick High School, where he was also a student writer for the Brunswick Beacon. The town of Sunset Beach celebrated the 50th anniversary of its incorporation last week. Sunset Beach became a town on March 26, 1963. This week's Be Seen page features some of the photos of attendees at the March 26, 2013 celebration and reception at Sea Trail. The town is planning an additional 50th anniversary year celebratory beach party at the Island Gazebo on May 18th, and a historic display will be featured at Ingram Planetarium. This week, Brunswick Beacon advertising representative Christy Williamson dropped by Arbor Landing in Ocean Isle Beach and chatted with Amy Causey. Let's head out to Arbor Landing and see what's happening.
Hi everyone, today I am with Amy Causey, the Director of Community Relations here at Arbor Landing at Ocean Isle. Thanks for joining us today, Amy.
Thanks for having me.
This is a really beautiful facility. Now I understand that Arbor Landing is a retirement community with assisted services. Can you explain to us what that means?
Sure. Here at Arbor Landing, we like to think that we offer our residents a unique balance of independence and support. We are an independent living community in that we have 70 private apartments that our residents rent from us on a month-to-month lease. That month-to-month lease includes all sorts of things for them, such as 3 meals a day, transportation to doctor's appointments, weekly housekeeping services, an emergency response system, and activities. We also offer assisted services through our home care agency, which is called Summit Care at Home, for those of our residents that need a little bit of additional support.
That sounds great, but I understand that you have a special promotion going on right now called the Test Drive. What is that all about?
Yes, we are very excited about this. We know that moving into a senior living apartment is a very big step, and you wouldn't buy a car without taking it for a test drive. So we're offering our potential new residents the opportunity to test drive Arbor Landing. We're offering a free complimentary 2-night stay here in the community where folks who are thinking about making the move can come in, try it out for a couple of days, dine with our residents, participate in activities, and really get the full feel for what it would be like to live here before making the permanent move.
That sounds great. Now, if someone wanted to speak with you or get more information about that, what is the best way to contact you?
They can always call here to the building. The telephone number is 910-754-8080. Or if they're in the area and just want to stop in, I'm here most of the time, or there's always someone here that can give them a complete tour of our model apartments and the entire building if they'd just like to stop by.
Thanks, Amy, for having us over, and thank you for all the great information.
Thank you, Christy.
For this week's Beacon Bits, I recently visited with volunteer Helene Carpenter at Brunswick County Animal Protective Services to learn more about a new dog up for adoption. Hi, I'm out at Brunswick County Animal Shelter today with volunteer Helene Carpenter. Helene, you have been walking a new dog here today. Can you tell us about him? He's actually a puppy.
He's a Chow Chow mix, and his name is Herman, and he's about 10 weeks to 3 months old.
Oh, he's adorable. Oh my goodness.
He's full of energy. We just went for a long walk, and he's still full of energy.
He is, he is.
He wants to get down.
Oh, he is a doll baby. His fur is so soft. So he is a great one, and you need to come out and visit with Herman. There are plenty of other dogs and cats available for adoption here as well. Right, Helene?
Yes, there's quite a few.
Yeah.
A lot of nice dogs.
Yeah, definitely.
The volunteers walk them and try to train them to sit and lay down. And
well, the volunteers here do a great job. They really do. And I know that people really appreciate your doing this. So here's somebody out here now looking at him. Oh, he's not going to be here much longer, I don't think. So anyway, well, come on out. You can visit with Herman and all the other dogs and cats available for adoption. They're open 6 days a week here at the shelter, Mondays through Saturdays, and they would love to see you, and you will find, I'm sure, your great forever friend. And thank you, Helene.
you're very welcome.
And thank you, too, Herman.
Come on out and see us.
All right, thanks.
That's all the time we have for tonight, but you can read all of these stories and much more in this week's Beacon. If you have comments or suggestions for us at Brunswick Beat, you can email us at brunswickbeat@brunswickbeacon.com. Don't forget to follow the Beacon on Facebook and Twitter. Just search for Brunswick Beacon.
Thank you for joining us, and don't forget to tune in next week for a new edition of Brunswick Beat, Brunswick County's only TV news show. We close out this week's show with images of Easter from around the county.